Hello everyone, and welcome to today's stream. I am Mage 1011, and today we are playing Final Fantasy XIV again, part 15 of Endwalker. Last time we completed the Mother Crystal duty, and completed a dungeon. And we also got approval for using the spacecraft, to go to Ultima Thule. This time, we might be headed to deep space. Anyway, let's talk to each of the characters. Kyle? In all honesty, I don't think the forum would approve of this measure, and certainly not by such a large margin. I dare say, though, that Master Fortunate's impression, the impassioned recounting of your audience with Heidelin helped sway the votes. He has a way with words, after all. Where did you think Alphanode got it from? I should very much like to speak with the Loppards once their work is complete. His plain Heidelin has entrusted them with a great deal of knowledge, and I suspect that there is more they could teach us. A rare opportunity to rest. I say we make the most of it. Oh, I didn't mean to talk to you again. I meant to talk to Ariadne. The forum has placed the faith of mankind in our hands. We must we must not betray their faith. They bid us rest, but I'd much rather find something productive to do. I suppose now is as good a time as any to hone my lance. Not that I've ever found it to be dull. Still, it eases my mind on the eve of the battle. Demon, welcome! How you doing? Sorry for the coughing immediately in your ear, but I'm drinking something that's making me cough. As with all new viewers of mine, you get points. Let's see, and whenever someone gives me a follow, I give them points to use in stream avatars. Boop, 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 boop. Lots of points. So you can get a stream avatar of your own. If you don't know, Stream Avatars is an application that allows little avatars down here to walk around and interact with my stream. You can, if you are on phone, you can tap the little icon where you would find soundboards and such, or below the stream video. If you are on PC, hover your mouse over the stream video, and you will see an SA icon, which you can select a stream avatar with. Anyhow, back to the stream. Already talked to him? Perhaps now I can finish that book I was reading. What? Oh, pay me no mind. I'm sure you have better things to do with the afforded the time afforded us. I wasn't expecting to have time on our hands. What should we do? Each avatar costs 25 points, or 20 points depending on the one. There's 2 avatars that I strictly use that are 200 points, those being the wolves. Ere we depart, we must leave nothing undone. Quite, though it is difficult to conceive of how one can best prepare to brave a domain where Dynamis governs all. Nevertheless, Hydaelyn deemed us worthy of the trials that await us. Lysander, welcome! Hello! For lack of any other feasible option at this late stage, let us trust in her judgment and face Medion as we are. Which leaves the not-so-small task of coordinating our efforts here to you and to Taru. If all goes to plan, we will be back before you know it. I certainly hope so. We will be praying for your safe return. Mayhap it will affect the Dynamis for the better. With that settled, we should get some rest and make the most of the time we've been afforded. The meeting's over, is it? You were in there so long, I started to worry. What did they have to say? The edge of creation, I see. Rest assured, everything will remain in order until you return. And you will return. Actually, Wolf Mage, could I borrow you for a moment? Looks like your plans for the interim are decided. Then when the 2 of you have finished, meet us back at the Baldessian Annex. Alright? Come with me to the Agoria. I have something to show you. Anyway, welcome, Lysander. How you doing? Hope you're doing well. Oh yeah, I can't mount here. Do 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 do. Oh, I hope you enjoyed that. How's New York? Did you do anything fun? Well, you said it was fun, but what did you do? I remember seeing Lion King somewhere in LA as a musical as a kid. That was fun. Oh, I'm glad you enjoyed it. Welcome, Wolf Mage, to Tataru's boutique. I've always done my best to provide the Scions with fashionable attire, but in your case specifically, I make an extra effort to strive for the most functional yet stylish clothes one could ask for. Not that I'm playing favorites, but you are the warrior of light. Faced with this unprecedented crisis, I knew you would need an embellished ensemble unlike anything I've created before, and that I wouldn't be able to do it alone. And so, after establishing the aid of the world's finest artists, and I finally completed my career defining masterpiece. But then inspiration struck, and I saw a golden opportunity just begging to be seized. With the help of some Bavnerian refugees, I decided to set up shop here in Charlotte. Of course, I would never charge you for any of our works. Perish the thought. How are things coming along? Everything is in order, Mr. Tataru. We'll be ready to open shortly. Which is why I brought you here. To be our very first patron. Would you mind waiting here a moment longer? The following event cannot be skipped. You may wish to cancel any pending duty finder registration. Boop. I did not expect to find you here. I imagine Nadana would also wish to offer her regards. Alas, after delivering our dragon scales to the engineers, she remains to assist with their work on the Aether Burner. This simulacrum too will stay in Charlian while I oversee matters in Rajatan. It is a rather convenient means to keep. Welcome to the spoof zone. Oh no. You gonna jump the scare now. What you gonna do? Oh no. Fucking Christ! I knew it was coming. And I still got scared.
A test of your reflexes!
It is a rather convenient means to keep abreast of developments pertaining to the final days or anything else. It also allows me, after a fashion, to watch over my people in this distant land. Rashawn, I was hoping you'd stop by. I can't thank you enough for allowing your artisans to work with me here at the boutique. Please, it is I who should be thanking you. This establishment has restored a sense of normalcy to their lives. You have blessed them with a newfound purpose and a means by which to support themselves in these troubled times. What's more, when they at last return home to Rajasthan, the experience and knowledge they have gained in your employ will no doubt prove a boon to the artistry and commerce in our lands. In fact, I came here to see how your new employees are settling in and to express my gratitude for granting them this opportunity. Change Sona at random. Okay. Close eyes. A volley. Volley. And it's an opportunity for me as well. Believe you me, your artisans have taught me so much about that Miriam craftsmanship. Their resourcefulness and ingenuity are nothing short of inspiring. I can't wait to see what kind of wonders we come up with. I pray you every success in your endeavors, Mr. Stotru. Before coming here, I heard word of the forum's decision of what will soon be attempted. It was only then that I fully understood why my father called this star the last bastion of hope. Indeed, it was the last bastion, for the flames of every other star he encountered had likely been extinguished. In the boundless dark, the light of brimming life must have been the blinding in its wonder. Your journey unto the heavens to protect that light, may the scales of my ken serve you well. I have faith you will prevail and restore peace to and tranquility to the star. Visit the Aho and we're alive to see it. I should like to visit Rajasthan when all this is over. I worry your faith, it may be misplaced. I'd like to visit Rajasthan again when this is over. And we should be honored to receive you. There is still much of Rajasthan you have yet to see. Forgive me, but I must take my leave. Fare you well, and remember, the people of this star have not yet given up hope, and neither must you. Oh my god, why spend so much gil? Why? Unless you have the means to do so, but why? Did you buy a house at least? Ah, because clams. Where must I go to get a meal with some flavor in this wasteland of taste? Oh no, it's this idiot. Lol, Given. Wolf Mage, oh boy. My, but, my, whatever are you doing here? A new boutique, you say? I had been meaning to expand my wardrobe. Yeah, yes, something with a little more flair, perhaps, befitting a man of my station. Though I have nowhere to flaunt said remnants so long as my confinement continues to indefinitely. I, the youth, the, the young Lord Fortompe should insulted insist that so long as there's work to be done, no matter how trivial, I must abide here in Charlian. Thus do I toil, every fiber of my being railing against it. Why, I've even suffered the company of that brute Sickard, who see simple supplies transported in a timely fashion. Yet he was the one granted leave this morn to participate in some supposed covert operation. So I suffer instead for this otherwise welcome absence. For his otherwise welcome absence. How burdened with extra busy work. And without honor here, there's no one to prepare my meals. I came here in the hopes of finding a nice cafe, perhaps. Alas, Charlie and his delicacies have simple I've sampled were lacking in every respect. If a hearty meal is what you're after, I'd suggest The Last Stand. The cafe over on the pier. Their cuisine didn't appear all that appetizing, but if you vouch for their cooking, then perhaps I'll give it a try. Thank you for the suggestion, and ta-ta for now, old boy. Does anyone else other than me find him annoying? Oh no, my TV's doing it again. One moment. Sorry, I just sent my mom a text. Hello, is that Wolfmage and Tataru I spy? Hancock, what are you still doing here? You said you were returning immediately after dropping off your cargo. Yes, that was my original plan. After all, my expertise required aside from the after all my any expertise required aside from the delivery of goods is well beyond my purview. But what manner of entrepreneur would squander an opportunity to study the market? But what manner of entrepreneur would squander an opportunity to study the markets of the northern seas? Worry not, I will return straight away to Kugane once I've finished. Of course you would find a way to turn this crisis into your advantage. She wounds me. My industrious woman running a industrious woman running a new boutique. I'm not blind to the travails of those who fight on the front lines to deliver us from ruin. Indeed, I have every confidence that they will succeed, and I would make myself and my business ready for their return. If you believe in them so devoutly, then why not put your money where your mouth is? Fair enough, Tataru, fair enough. There's not more I can do to help ready the Ark and her heroes for their maiden voyage, but on your return, I shall host a grand celebration in your honor at the Baroko Inn. Accommodations are quite costly given the reputation of said establishment, but the East Aldernar Trading Company would honor the to foot the bill. I appreciate the gesture, but no, thank you. A pity, I'm rather fond of the place myself. Nevertheless, I have no doubt we will find another time to and cause for celebration soon enough. But let us speak more of this upon your return, lest I draw even more of Tataru's ire until we meet again. Oh, Wolf Mage, decided to spend your time at the market, did you? Tataru. Biggs Wedge, I take it the work on the Ark is proceeding apace? It does indeed. Calibration being the great collaborating with great minds of Charlie and Enrod Zakana has been a rewarding experience, and that's to say nothing of what we've learned from the Loporits. The Ark is unlike anything we've encountered and had the pleasure of working on. No, Nero was rendered speechless Even Nero was rendered speechless on more than one occasion. I can't wait for you to see it. And you'll never guess who paid us a visit before coming to Charlian. Alpha. I think he sensed the coming danger and returned to check on us. He was always one to turn up in a time of need, but I suppose that's why he decided to join us here in Charlian. Good thing too. I don't know how he does it, but he has a knack for brightening your day, just by being there. It's all hard to believe that we have the means to send you off to the Great Expanse, though. To the furthest known reaches and of, well, everything. I never thought I'd live to see such marvels, and yet here I am. More often than not, you and the Scions are the catalyst that sparks the need for these great inventions. To think how much I'd have missed out on had I not been a member of the Ironworks. An awful lot of work, to be fair, and the privilege of being worked like a cart chocobo. Mumble. Huh. There's that too. As busy as we've been, I wish there was more we could do for you, Wolf Mage. But no matter what happens, we have to keep believing for a brighter future. And one filled with even more adventure. When you head back, would you tell the engineers I'll be along shortly with refreshments? That's very kind of you, Totaro. They'll be glad to hear it. And on that note, Wedge and I should get going. Still a few more supplies to gather before we return. Terribly sorry for the wait. Right this way, if you please. Right, I don't believe the two of you haven't been formally introduced. This is Varsuruda from Palkia's stand. Palkia's stand. I don't know why I keep saying Palkia. Have we met before? Ah, yes, it was you who helped at Palkia's stand. At Palkia. At Bruce, and again when crossing the ice fields, was it not? I doubt we exchanged little more than glances then, but it is kind of you to remember me. Thanks to Mr. Totaro, I and many of my friends have found gainful employment in this foreign land. It is only natural to feel fear in the face of calamity. In such times we must look to one another for strength and succor. I know not whether we will come to call this place home or return to Thavnir, but we are here today and are glad to have contributed to the cause. And contribute they did by helping to make your new garments as durable as possible. We put our hearts and souls into them, and I have every confidence they'll keep you safe in the battle to come. Gods, to think of how far we've come since our humble beginnings at the Waking Sands. From the rising stones to the falling snows, even a certain insufferable someone's ruby's bazaar, we were always fortunate to find friends along the way. Even when you were swept away to the first, Rahatia was there to grant you a sanctuary. I'll never forget the relief I felt when you all returned to us. I thought my heart would burst. Yours has been a long, long journey, and I've been privileged to watch, often with bated breath, as you persevered time and again. For all the joy we've shared, there's been much sorrow as well, and I've long since learned you can't have one without the other. Which is why I promised to send you off to the Sea of Stars with a smile. And you can be certain I'll be the first one to welcome you back on your return. In addition to your new ensemble, we've reanimated. We have remnants and weaponry for every need, so please feel free to browse our stock. You may now obtain job-specific gear from Versaruda. The weapons and gear obtained can be equipped at level 89. However, all item stats will be adjusted subject to levels. Upon reaching level 90, the corresponding job, these items will no longer be synced. Furthermore, the gear can be dyed upon completion of the role quest associated with the said job. Let's see, tank gear. We're going to take the gun blade. The gunbreaker helm. Gunbreaker body piece. Gunbreaker gloves. Make sure I'm gunbreaker hat or pants and gunbreaker boot. gonna go with this, and then we're gonna glamour dispel on the chest, boots, legs, and gloves. Actually, everything except for the headed units. So now, you have a full Gunbreaker outfit. Then we're going to go to Reaper, because this is also level 89. Physical DPS. The Death Scythe. This. Reapers. Because we are going to be going actually, I don't think I want the I think I like this look for Reaper. Minus the headpiece, of course, but yeah, that looks good. Anyway, we're ready to head to the next quest. Friends gathered. Though delighted by your patronage, Tataru is ready to send you on your way. I realize you've still got lots to do before your departure, so I won't keep you any longer. I do hope you can find a moment for yourself, and that the others can as well. They said they were returning to the Baldessian Annex, though I doubt they stayed for long. If you decide to go looking for them, I suggest speaking with Kyle first. I'm sure they would have told her their plans. Let's see. Baldessian Annex. You're back. I take it you received your gift from Chitaru? It was a surprise long in the making, with many, many long hours of fretting to get everything just right. I'm glad to see it realized with great success. If you're looking for the others, though, they've already taken their leave. Ishtal and Thagrid and Oriange have gone to the last stand for a bite to eat. Alize and Grahatia, meanwhile, thought their time would be better spent poring over books in Numenon. Alphinaud and Estinian, well, they've elected to pay a visit to the Levier estate, though Estinian seemed somewhat reluctant to go. I'm sure they would be glad for your company if you have a mind to seek them out. Should you be feeling peckish, I suggest heading to the last stand before Ishtal and the others finish eating. But above all else, it would be foolish to run headlong into battle a fatigued mess. So do remember to get a good night's sleep. The last stand. That's at the Scholar's Harbor. Try as she might, Chitaru had no choice but to stand between you and a hearty meal. Don't worry, we've saved you some food. Hast thou perchance had opportunity to partake of a rainbow pudding? Owing to its striking flavor and somewhat garish appearance, 'tis quite popular. Indeed, so popular that the last stand stock had been entirely exhausted. I should hope, at the very least, Puddingway did sup upon this most delectable dessert. Well, Mage, come, make our trio a quartet. If you come to make our trio a quartet, have you? Please, have a seat, and we'll see about getting you a drink.
Your business with Chitaru was finished. My, what a thoughtful surprise. Whatever would we do without her?
Indeed. And she's right, you know. It hasn't been all doom and gloom.
Feels like a lifetime ago that Master Louis Soir gathered us together to form the Circle of Knowing. Since then, we have experienced much. But rather than feeling wiser, the more I learn, the more I find my knowledge lacking.
Forsooth. As a student, vainly did I believe that I held the secrets of creation in my grasp. Yet that which I had seized was but an insignificant sliver of what awaited in the wider world. Every encounter, every experience hath served to open mine eyes, enlightening and humbling me in equal measure. Even from those whom I called enemies have I learned many a valuable lesson.
What will we learn at the edge of the universe, I wonder?
Ultima Thule, where the bringer of the end makes her nest. I, for one, can't possibly imagine. But whatever awaits us there, we will survive. We must. For her.
You've nothing left to prove to Marine Norman Philia.
Is aught the matter?
No, it's nothing. I just... Well, lately I find myself surprised at how much I've changed. How much we've all changed.
We've come far together, and if we have aught to say about it, we'll go further still. Aye, we will avert this calamity and return home. In preparation for which, we must give thought to what we hope to achieve after the proverbial dust has settled.
What with the primals and Ascians all but dealt with, I suppose we'll need to look for new hobbies. In all seriousness, though, in uniting to overcome a common foe, the disparate peoples of the world have found a way forward together. It's a truly gratifying sight to see.
Indeed. Though it was many years in the making, we have successfully set in motion the gears of fundamental change. With this, we have fulfilled our humble role as a symbol of hope. And I dare say it is time to bow out. After all, there is no shortage of hands to bear the torch in our stead.
You know, I never really considered I might live long enough to see an after. But even if my time as a scion came to an end, I don't expect that much will change. Traveling the world, going wherever the wind blows, lending a hand to those in need.
A journey for journey's sake. It doth suit thee well. I must confess, I too have yearned to see more of the world. If thou art amenable to the suggestion, I would accompany thee. Mine ability to affect an air of normalcy through artful disguise is much improved, thou must concede.
Aye, well, improvement is relative. You still look suspicious no matter what you wear. What of you, Y'shtola? Any grand plans?
Why, continue my quest for knowledge, naturally. To begin with, I wish to know the state of the reflections, to which end I must find a means to travel between worlds. 'Tis the least I must do if I am to keep my promise. Should my pursuits prove unduly arduous, I won't hesitate to call on you. And in return, I will take you to see Reen one day. I'm sure you cannot wait to see the fine young woman she has become.
Spare me.
And what of thee? What wouldst thou pursue at duty's end?
Here's yours. My apologies for the wait.
Well, shall we make a toast? To victory.
To our comrades.
To the future of the star.
Food in a video game has no right to look this good. You can always count on your friends to help you maintain perspective. A pity mine take a preserved pleasure in it. Perverse pleasure in it. I'd like to think I gave as good as I get, give as good as I get, though I'd fare better with the orchestral occasional asset from our consummate neighbor. It's all good in good fun, and I wouldn't have it any other way. Say, Wolfmage, whence comes the simulacrum that standeth beside thee? Oh no, Ariadne's good. I see falsely, but you're still in Bankrupt, but minutes ago employed the self-same doubling magic. Alright then. Keep thy secrets. Leaving soon? I suppose it's for the best. If you'd rather not explore the bottom of a bottle with the Oriandre, I dare say others would welcome your company as well, if you can find them, that is. In any case, as long as you can make the most of your time, then that is all that matters. Speak with Alphanode, speak with Alize. I know that Alize and Graha went to the library, and Alphanode and Estinian went to see their parents. Oh, to see Alphanode's parents. So they're on opposite sides of the city. So I'm not walking all that way. So Studium is the closest to there. Oh, there's Pudding Way. Oh, Wolfmage, I have come to the studium in order to study the ways of pudding. Alas, my creations don't jiggle as they should yet, but I persevere. Snore. You try speaking with Alize, but she is fast asleep.
Oh. Knowing them, they're probably dreaming about the celestial adventures to come. Just as well. They've been running themselves ragged of late. Unlike you and the others, I'm a few steps removed from the danger and excitement. The things you all get up to never fail to impress me. But by the same token, I can't help but worry. Not only for your safety, but for your happiness. After everything you've sacrificed, you earned it 1,000 times over. From the simple pleasures of tucking into a hearty meal or collapsing into a comfortable bed, to the grand triumphs of visiting legendary lands or finding true love. You deserve all the joy in the world. There is so much that life has to offer. So much to be treasured and shared with those we hold dear. So promise me this. Come what may, you won't give up on your own happiness. When you're out there fighting tooth and nail, it's all too easy to forget. But in the end, your passions will be your greatest strength of all. Remember that.
This feels familiar. Well, 'tis good to be... wait. What am I... Gods, don't tell me I fell asleep.
Not that there's any shame in it, but you were sleeping like babies.
Oh, how embarrassing.
Not a word to anyone. Understood? Not one word.
I'm told that sleeping in proper beds of your own choosing is a much more effective way to prepare for battle.
So, what were the two of you doing here?
I had a few books to return to the library. Thought I'd take care of it while I could.
And you?
Just enjoying the peace, a little peace and quiet. That's enough reading for one day. As we don't know how long we will be away, I'd best return these books before we depart. And eat. I'm absolutely famished. What about you? I see. Perhaps I'll stop at the last stand on my way back. But I didn't realize I was so tired. One moment I was resting my eyes, and the next I should go and get some air. Maybe a quick bout of training. But not sleep. I'll sleep when I'm dead. If nothing else, these two seem to be in good spirits. Still, I see them I'll see them back to the annex for some proper rest, even if I have to drag them by their ears. I should probably use the aetherite, but yeah, I'm going to use the aetherite. Fuck. Fuck. Get up there. There we go. Because where I need to go is on the other side of the island. But surely this isn't the first time you've seen me without my armor.
Oh. What brings you here? Ah, so you were worried that the Levier household might again be gripped by turmoil. All is well, I assure you. In my letters home, I had made mention of Estinian, you see. My mother wished to meet the legend in person, and so we arranged to have a spot of tea together.
Where were you in my hour of need? Fell beasts I can face, but I'm not made for idle chit-chat with lords and ladies.
Well, I for one thought you held your own. Mother was the picture of delight.
I might have been delighted myself, were we in a tavern with more agreeable drink. The thought of fleeing crossed my mind, but what then? I'd never hear the end of it, least of all from Tataru.
I'm sorry. 'Twas not my intent to cause you such distress. It's just... it was one of the things I didn't want to leave undone ere we set forth. That's not to say I think we won't be returning. Yet, given what lies ahead, I did not wish to leave for later that which I could do today. After all, tomorrow is never promised.
It's fine. Not like I had better things to do. Besides, seeing you with your mother brought back fond memories of my own. Be we rich or poor, family is family. Well, it's past time we were on our way.
Wait! Since I left home, I've made a great many mistakes. Mistakes for which I can never make amends. But through it all, you didn't give up on me. To have returned here with you at my side, it means more to me than you know. Thank you. From the bottom of my heart. Forgive me, but it needed to be said.
I'm the one who owes you thanks. Were it not for you, I would not be alive today. nor come to terms with Nidhogg's spirit. I am ever grateful.
You were never one to forsake your friends, Elfnod.
No, I'm not. And I'm proud of that.
A few of our comrades decided to remain a while in Fairlane after making their deliveries. Do you happen to pass any on your way here? All that remains is to return to the annex and give my armor one last polish. I expect Elfnode has maintenance to carry out on those floating things of his too. Welcome back, Wolf Mage. Returned to catch a final few winks before embarking on your mission, I presume? You'll be happy to know your chambers have been cleaned and furnished, fresh linens laid out. I pray you enjoy the sweet dreams on this final night before the big day. That night in the Royal Menagerie in Alamigo.
You will never get what you want. Not even the battle you pine for so dearly. In that transcendent moment, what was it that I sought in you? And what was it that you sought in me?
And thus it dawns, the day of reckoning.
How often have we thus assembled? To combine our knowledge and seek solutions to the problems before us.
Back at the Waking Sands, it was all we could do to address the most minor of troubles. Who could have realized what we'd find when we began to look to the sources of the realm's woes?
At the Rising Stones, we made great strides and shared many moments, from the joyous to the sorrowful.
We've had occasion to call other places home too. Be it Ishgard or Kugane, we were fortunate to find sanctuary wherein we might take stock and continue our fight.
I was honored to host this company in the Crystarium, to stand with you all as we confronted the truth of the star itself.
And now from this place, we go to fight the most important battle of all.
The Forum has sent word. The Ark is ready. The Loporrits naturally will be commanding the vessel. They will see the 8 of you to Ultima Thule. Upon arriving, your objective is to find and vanquish Meteon. As a final formality, the Forum bade me ascertain your resolve. So, are you certain you wish to do this?
We are.
Then, ere you report to Thalmasane, I leave you with these words. You must triumph. What that means will differ for each of you. To make it back home, or to simply avert doom, or perhaps something else altogether. Yet whatever it is that drives you, I have faith in its power to see you through. So please, triumph. Triumph, as we who remain behind believe you will.
Let us be off then.
Wait! Both Kryl and I will be there to see you off, but as your receptionist, I feel I need to say this here. Safe journey, all of you, and be safe.
You too, Taro. unto the heavens. Ojaka Sujaka is ready to send you off with a smile. I suppose this is where we part ways, for now at least. Would that I had sage words of wisdom to share ere you depart. Mayhap the teachings of Galif Valdesian will suffice. Surrender not to anger or hate, he said, and look beyond them. Look beyond them and there find true strength. What one sees beyond is open to interpretations. I think, but for me, it would be the things I cherish most in life. Things I believe are worth fighting for. Something to consider as you venture unto the Sea of Stars. Alpha, quick. Alpha appears to be trying to cheer you on. Beep, blip, beep. The miniature model of Omega appears to be staring intently at the art. Man is said to fear what he does not know, yet you would venture unto the greatest of unknowns. I say to you, son of man, that you need not fear, so long as man shares a bond of with Dragonkind, so too does he share our kinship with the heavens, and our ancient home amongst the stars infinite. I pray you go forth, and prove this bond of ours, tempered and tested, shall endure unbroken for 1,000 years. Iron Veil? First the Great Exodus, and now this? It seems there's no end to our work. In truth, more than a few gleaners were distressed to learn that their earlier efforts were for nothing. It was no easy task convincing them that the new plan was for the best. I can tell you that. I can't tell you that every man believes this is the wisest course, but I can say that all will be forgiven if you deliver us from the coming doom. And if you don't, well, at least you won't get an earful. The earful I certainly will. It's troubling enough that the brute Sacred left without warning, leaving me to carry all those cumbersome containers, and that he failed to present to but that he failed to be present to send you off is absurd. What could possibly be more deserving of his attention at a time like this? It is no easy thing to say, leave the stars to us. Leave the star to us, but we must, and we will, as proud members of the Scions, we have a duty to uphold. And we need to be alone. Those dark days when we were driven from the Rising Stones and hunted as traitors are a thing of the past. We have allies in abundance now. Which is to say, you needn't worry about us. Go forth with knowledge that the Scions will labor without rest in your absence. Though our fellow Scions cannot be here, they wanted me to tell you that no matter what calamity may befall us, they will never give up, and neither should you. No matter how far you may go, we will be with you in spirit. No matter how dark it may seem, your light will shine and endure. Nadon. I didn't mean to talk to you again. Nadon. Mistress Kraya tells me your investigation into my theories on Akasha and its relation to the final days has made clear the source of our woes. I'm elated to know my work was of some benefit, and I could not have shared it had you not rescued me from the tower then. Yet, I yet owe you a great debt, and one I may never fully repay, and I shall try nonetheless. Not only through my research, but through my desire to see you succeed, which I believe my influence with may influence the Akasha in our favor. Small though the effect may be, yes, so long as we have hope there is a chance we may influence the outcome of this calamity. We were quite fortunate the Loborit's hyperhopper was based on principles similar to those of aetherology. Integrating it with the Ark's existing system might have been impossible otherwise. We may have Charlene's wealth of knowledge at our disposal, but there is this technology far beyond anything we have ever studied. You are familiar with teleportation magic, yes? The momentary conversion of the body into ether that it may travel via the live stream from one physical point to another. Their hyperhopper enables transport through a similar method, and not one involving the live stream. Rather, it utilizes highly condensed ether to create an ethereal current of its own. This current is exponentially faster and more powerful than the naturally occurring ones to which we are accustomed. So much so, in fact, that either conversion of the physical form is not a prerequisite for traversal. If you are concerned about side effects such as ethereal sickness, you needn't be. You should emerge at your destination hale and whole. In theory, at the very least, I can assure you it's safer than the experimental aetherite you used to reach Razda Khan. Breeda has been on my mind more often of late. How different her life might have been if not for our research into teleportation magics. Perhaps she would never have gained an interest in aetherological studies. But to abandon our work out of misplaced guilt for who she could have been would be a disgrace to the memory of who she was. Nay, it is because of her that we found the resolve to carry on, and now we stand at the edge of a new frontier, with a ship ready to bear you unto the distant stars and beyond. This arc is as much her accomplishment as it is ours. I regret nothing. Let's see, who else is here? Our team and Living Way. The arc is missing one thing, but very crucial. One last but very crucial component before we are ready to take off. It should be arriving shortly. Let us hear what Father has to say. They said work on the arc is finished, but you certainly wouldn't know it by looking at it. I'll send word to the Alliance leaders at the very moment the ship takes off. Obviously they couldn't be here, but I'm sure they'll be cheering you on every step of the way. Quite the turnout, wouldn't you say? Then again, who wouldn't want to be present for a once-in-a-lifetime event? This is the pinnacle of aether chemistry. A system of modern invention and ancient wisdom of allied. The arc's engine appears to be capable of processing conditioned aether in quantities I've never thought possible. I wasn't expecting quite so many people to be seeing us all. For so many to see us off like this seems wholly unnecessary. Still, I will not begrudge them for wishing us well. With the Wolfson and Bluewin should be in attendance is most expected, but I am nonetheless heartened by their presence. So this is the ship that will bear us into Ultima Thule. And finally, talk to Farshanon.
All present and accounted for? Good. As you will have heard, the Ark is ready. All that remains is to board and be on your way.
Oh, I've seen my fair share of tight schedules, but this was bloody murder. But we did it. We finished the ship. It's safe, fit for purpose, and looks good to boot. Aye, it's a garland through and through.
I really don't know what we'd do without you. Thank you for everything.
Ah, don't mention it. Ever since that episode with Omega, I've been toying with the idea of starfaring vessels. And as they say, necessity is the mother of invention. We've learned a lot, let me tell you. In case you're wondering about payment, the ongoing existence of the world ought to do. But feel free to throw in a colorful recounting of your journey on your return. So, have you thought of a name?
A name? Wasn't everyone just calling it Father's teeny tiny toy boat?
Well, seeing as its purpose has changed, I thought a more eloquent name was in order. I suggested as much to Ffxiv, who seemed quite amenable to the idea.
As you know, this vessel is the culmination of heretofore unprecedented collaboration. And though said collaboration is owed to the Scions, there is another whose noble deeds made our work possible. From a fragment of Dalamud, we obtained not only advanced materials such as refined adamantite, but the knowledge to traverse the stars. And this fragment would not have found its way to us had the Archon Louisois not fought to protect this world, and in so doing, laid down his life. Now that the vessel stands complete, I cannot help but wonder if it was more than mere happenstance. If it was my father's intention to guide us here. In the hopes that his guidance will see you all safely home, I name the vessel after that self-same fragment of Dalamud he delivered unto us. The starship Ragnarok.
Sorry for the wait. I got everyone you asked for, and not a one less.
What are you all doing here?
Oh, I invited them. The representatives of those tribes with religious inclinations. You've done a fine job of readying the Ragnarok, but for it to take flight, we'll of course need the power of the Mother Crystal. Given its immense size, however, transporting it would be an absolute logistical nightmare, not to mention we'd need to shatter it into tiny shards for feeding to the engines. But a brilliant idea came to me. We convert the crystal's energy into forms that can transport themselves!
Thou wouldst employ summoning, or should I say its precursor, creation magics.
Care to explain for our benefit?
As you may have witnessed at Bestway's Burrow, the Loporrits are capable of creation magics, which they use to shape the moon's environment. Yet simple though they make it seem, 'tis a highly advanced and exacting art. To perform it correctly requireth that the wielder holdeth the object in his mind's eye in clearest detail.
Hence the ancients' meticulous management of concepts.
Drawing upon this art, the Ascians conceived of summoning as we know it. A derivative that replaceth the complexity of concepts with the simplicity of zealotry to make manifest a creation.
I see. By combining the Loporrit's magics and the tribe's faith, we convert the Mother Crystal into primals of purer form and greater obedience. Summoning as it was intended, one might say.
Indeed! Indeed! While Hydaelyn gave us the ability to use creation magics, she forbade us from using it to make anything possessed of a soul, or similar. She didn't say anything about fulfilling the desires of others, though. So, borrowing our friend's faith, we'll create deities using the Mother Crystal's power and send them to the Ragnarok!
Am I the only one here concerned about the risk of being turned into a tempered minion?
Oh, right, I was getting to that. From what I've read in Sharlayan tomes, it appears the Ascians incorporated an additional nasty element into their summoning method. The fervent desire to assimilate others into one's belief. Beings thus created are instilled with the self-same desire and use their powers to enthrall people, starting with the summoner. In contrast, our creation magics, the original and the best, except no substitutes, don't incorporate any of that rubbish, so there's no risk of tempering. I mean, if the being was on the scale of Zodiac, you might feel a little tug, but I think we'll be safe enough.
Truth be told, I do not understand the intricacies of this plan. But none of us would ever turn our backs on you. When the avatars of our faith ran amok, you intervened without decrying we who birthed them. Where others vilified and suppressed us, you offered understanding and friendship. In gratitude, we will share with you the true expressions of our gods. Not malevolent deities, but benevolent saviors.
I will be stepping away really quick to shut my door. And I'm back. Sorry, I started crying because of the cutscene and didn't want people to see.
Alright, you lot, we're heading to the ethereal sea. Stay in sight, else you're liable to get lost.
Lead the way.
May we have a moment? In anticipation of the day man might journey to the stars, we developed these.
Portable teleportation devices, one for each of you, designed to work in tandem. Press the button on one, and in a matter of moments, all 8 will activate and send their owners back to the Ragnarok. There is no telling what hazards you may encounter. If you find yourself separated or lost, please do not hesitate to use them. Be safe, all of you, and come back.
You as well. I pray you take care.
Looks like everything is in order, so I'll go ahead and board. A few of my fellows will remain to assist with the summonings, but rest assured, the vessel won't want for competent crewing.
If you are ready, then you should board as well. Go, and Godspeed.
And if you would come this way, I will direct you to the bridge. Upon boarding the Ragnarok, several cutscenes will play in sequence. It is recommended that you set aside sufficient time to view these cutscenes in their entirety.
Welcome to the bridge, everyone! I hope you have everything, because I can't be bothered turning back. Right then, make yourselves comfortable. We're setting off in just a moment.
It's incredible.
This is Fortuno. Can you hear me? The preparations for the summonings are complete. In accordance with the 14th phase of the plan, we have moved the Ragnarok to the launch site. The gates are open. You may depart when ready.
So, are we ready?
As ready as we'll ever be. Let's get going.
Oh, come on. The burnt-out star's got more fire in its belly. Try it again, with feeling.
How about Fano do the honors?
Me? But I...
No need to be coy, brother. Do it, and do it well.
If you all insist. Onward unto the distant stars and beyond! Ragnarok, engage!
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 I have a feeling that's a reference to something. Oops. But I don't know what it is.
Endwalkers into the sky, I cannot imagine a greater indignity!
Do not sulk so, for thy mighty winds exist not only to buffet and batter. Nay, they may serve also to thrust forth with vigor. Such is thy glory, and thus it is an occasion to rejoice. So come, let us revel!
So long as the wind blows freely, I suppose all is as it should be in creation. I will render unto them a storm, that they may pierce the firmament and fly free!
Still in one piece? Good. Sleeping way? Report?
All's well. Fantastic, even. Thanks to the power of those primals, the engines are roaring and we're ripping along.
All values are also within projected ranges. Time to destination is 8 carats. Perhaps 7 at a pinch. All right, let's go over some points of caution. Our destination, as you know, is Ultima Thule. Lest you wonder, the place is not a star so much as a patch of emptiness. That's the extent of what our equipment could determine, anyway. From what we know of Meteon, she's likely used dynamis to obfuscate her location.
So, in conclusion, we'll only know what's there when we get there.
The crew and I will see to it the ship's ready to take off at a moment's notice. We'll support the search as best we can, but it'll be your paws on the ground, assuming there is any. But everything will be fine, I'm sure. Heidelin believes in you, so you ought to believe in yourselves. Just don't do anything I wouldn't, like waiting too long to use those portable teleporters of yours. Personally, at the slightest sign of trouble, I'd mash the button to bits. And you should as well.
Understood. We promise to be careful.
I suggest you brace yourselves. We're about to arrive and the vessel will shake a good bit. What is this? Something is interfering with the equipment. Greetings. Greetings. Can you hear me?
So this is Meteon.
Oh. Have you met one of my sisters? I don't remember meeting you myself. But I do know that you're from Atheris. Why have you come? All you had to do was wait. I would have delivered to you your ends.
We didn't ask for that.
I don't understand. All life is destined to end. Why choose to prolong your suffering? Effort, ambition, love, they amount to naught. Happiness, should you find it, is inevitably lost. Stolen away by events beyond your control. There is no logic nor meaning in it. You think there is. Convince yourselves. But it's all a cruel accident. Come now. I speak the truth. A truth you would recognize if you looked up at the night sky. Unbroken emptiness. Cold, dark, and silent. Your world, like every other, is but a blemish upon its perfect fabric. Life is an anomaly. It is unnatural and cannot continue. The sooner you accept this, the easier it will be.
Just to be clear, we're not here to argue with you. We know that life is fleeting, and that in the short time we have it, we're not assured happiness.
Indeed. I've seen far more sorrow in the eyes of many I've met. I myself have plenty of regrets. And one day they'll die with me. Gone to dust with my good deeds and unfulfilled dreams.
But we accept this. That our existence may seem pointless. That sorrow, rage, and despair will always dog our heels. And we press on regardless. That is why Hydaelyn guided us here. In her boundless love for mankind, she has prepared us for this trial, and in her name, we have come for you.
Yes, I sense it. A burning passion like unto fury. I know it well. For the same passion once burned in many a star before yours. Suffocated and extinguished now.
I can't breathe.
You approach the bounds of my ultimatum, where emotions dictate reality, where resignation and acceptance unite to embrace the end. where those who yet valiantly cling to life cannot thrive.
By the Fury.
Thancred?
Meteon has gone as well. Mayhap he awakened first and gave chase.
Everyone? It appears we are at our destination. This is Ultima Thule.
Not that we knew what to expect, but I wasn't expecting this. From atmospheric composition to ambient temperatures, all reading to within permissible range. This place is capable of supporting life.
If that's the case, then Thancred may well have gone on ahead. Let's go and have a look. Meanwhile, I want the rest of you to perform a full inspection of the ship, as well as a biological scan.
So it was that the brave wayfarers arrived at last at Dream's End. In following their path walked and history written, I am made keenly aware of one truth. Though the curtains may fall again and again, so long as others take the stage, ever shall there be more tales to tell. So, let them bring it to a close, I say. Let the curtains fall upon this, the final chapter in the tale of the star.
The Sea of Stars.
Is this
Ultima Thule.
a dead star?
As I live and breathe. I live and breathe! Well, the environment itself shouldn't kill us.
Well then, let us search for Thancred while exploring the area. The ship we leave in your care.
If Meteon should strike again with such overwhelming force, I honestly don't know how we are to oppose her. We were clearly no match for Meteon, yet we survived unscathed, but how? It is as Living Way said, I can breathe as well enough, but something about this place feels wrong. It's so dark, I can barely see anything. Didst thou witness what became of Thancred? So quickly was I overcome by Meteon's malevolence that I saw naught of their altercation. There's a dazing dizzying, disorienting feel about this place. If I could lose my footing as if I could lose my footing at any moment. We must be careful. I can't guarantee it will be of help in these strange surroundings, but I've readied a preservation node in case of emergency. Of course, if you encounter any real danger, I expect you to return to the Ragnarok at once. Exit to Labyrinth, so I can go back. Don't hesitate to make use of those preservations nodes. The preservation nodes. There's no telling what you might run into out there, or if anything we have to offer might help. But I personally rather brave the unknown with a full pack than an empty one. A strange new world with a weird S. Try as he might, Alpnode cannot find no sign of Thancred. We're fortunate this place can support life, albeit barely. I suspect, given the torpid, stale quality of the air. But never mind that. We must find Thancred. Let's... Oh, hello. Hello, Eddie. Welcome on in. Let's begin our search from the prow of the ship. It seems as good a direction as any. Why not try not to stray too far, lest we lose sight of one another. Yep. Oh, this is just a repair gear. There we go. Okay. If you do get a chance to join, that'll be nice, but if not, have a good day. Thank you for the lurk. I see no one else in this barren waste. Do you? Then why do I feel like we're not alone? Like there's another presence with us. Something dark and mournful. What is this, I wonder? There is a structure here in front of me, yes. A tower of some sort. Potentially partially melted. In a strange twist of fate, it seems our perceptions of this place is not so different as it would be elsewhere. The world as I used to see it, it feels as though I'm dreaming while awake. This is more than faded memory Meteon leads us to believe. Led us to believe. These remains have long since turned to ash, and yet they retain their form. So I've talked to Urianger, Graha, Alphanode, and I think I've talked to Alice. I see no one else in this barren waste. Then, do you? Then why do I? Yeah, I've talked to you. Okay. Now I just need to find Estinian. And yes, I am trying to avoid the dragons. I can't seem to find Estinian, so I'll talk to Alphanode. Ruins, but of what, I wonder? Perhaps we could find something to help us understand the nature of this place. A relic, an inscription, anything. Get rid of you. Look here. This part of it is relatively intact. The intricate design of the roof of the top suggests it is man-made, though it boulders were those builders were surely not men as we conceived them. Having said that, I swear I've seen this pattern before. Molten structure. The metallic pillar has been practically melted, likely sometime in the distant past. The damage does not appear to have been inflicted directly, rather it calls to mind the indiscriminate destruction often wrought in the heat of battle. Is there anything else? Oh, it's over there. It actually shows on the map. Oh, that's where Estinium went. Of course he's in a high place. He's a dragoon. I thought this hill might afford a better view of the surroundings. A poor decision in hindsight. Besides the light from the ship, all is shrouded in darkness. If Thancred is here, I'd never find it. From what I can tell, we are near the edge of an island, if you can call it that, surrounded by floating debris. Were you able to find anything? As I feared, and still no trace of Thancred. There's nothing but emptiness as far as the eye can see, which unfortunately isn't very far. Though I can't help but suspect that someone or something is out there. There are times when I sense it drawing closer, and then a chill washes over me, leaving me exhausted. Leaving me with feelings of death and anguish. I think I might see something over there. What are you talking about? There's nothing there. Before we jump to any conclusions, perhaps we should search elsewhere. Agreed. We found only more questions when we were in desperate need of answers. There's a fair stretch of terrain from the ship's port side we've yet to explore. Let us try and search there then. Wolf Mage, a word before we join the others. Speak with Estinian. We're gonna mount up. You see them too, don't you? The dragons. As I thought, their presence is tenuous at best, but there's no mistaking it. No doubt your bond with Midgard Somer and mine with Nadepog is what allows us to perceive them. Could these apparitions be related to the dragons that now live on Atheris? But better to leave such conjecture to others. In any case, we must be careful. We may soon find dragons. We may soon find dragons they can see as well. Death and anguish. What happened to them, I wonder? Lesser Stellar Dragon. Look there. Are those ghosts, do you think? It seems these dragons have yet to succumb completely to the darkness of this place, meaning the others should be able to see them as well. Dragons. 'Tis true they are not of our world, but to find them in a prison of despair? My sight may have been restored after a fashion, but I fear what I see cannot be trusted. It is as if Medion herself has etched these images upon my heart. I doubt not that such a feat is within her power, given that she constricted this sanctuary herself. Surely my eyes deceive me. This cannot be possible.
Dragons? Here?
What you see is a memory of a world that once was. A world suffering a slow death, whose denizens cried out for the release of oblivion.
What? Their world is dead?
It is. Not a single life remains upon that husk floating in the vast emptiness. These creatures are shadow and shade, perpetuated only to suffuse dynamis with their unending lamentations.
Our friend Thancred, where is he?
A strange question. He is at your side, is he not? Oh yes. He is here and there, and everywhere within this space. He would tell you himself if he had form to form words. Huh. Such loathing and uncertainty. You don't know why you still exist.
in like manner to the oblivion I send. I tried to drown out your ether with dynamis. Beginning with this Thancred, who came at me despite being unable to breathe. Such a simple thing, unmaking men. In the blinking of an eye, he was gone. Didn't even have the chance to be transformed. Yet somehow, he managed to leave a slither of himself behind. What you call the heart? Or perhaps the soul. In his final moment, he cried out from it. A single word. Survive. That wish proved stronger than the despair that ruled here. It overpowered it, causing this space to be remade. Into a place you can perceive, and where life can endure. That you draw breath is proof that his soul lives on. For how long, however, remains to be seen.
Well then, we should hurry and tend to business. Huh?
It's futile. You will never reach the true me. I told you, emotions dictate reality in this space. Such changes as you might work will not alter its nature. You may see, but you cannot touch. Walk, but not advance.
Meteion holds too much sway here. How do we contend with a foe who can unmake us on a whim?
I do not know. But Thancred gave his life that we might come this far. We must press on.
Agreed. We cannot turn tail here. Not without something to show for our comrade's sacrifice.
I understand now why the Loperids were surprised to find that this environment could sustain life. But for Thancred's sacrifice. He can't really be gone, can he? Meteion herself said his soul persists. That he is the reason we are still breathing. If so, then maybe... My aim was true. I had her. How are we to defeat an enemy we cannot attack? It's hard to believe Thancred was able to overcome Meteion's will. Yet, here we are. Would that the price for his victory had not been so high. His will was strong enough to reshape the ultimate duel that we might survive, that I might see again. His sacrifice must not be wasted. Wait, she can see again? Oh. On burdened wings, made with weird letters. Despite Meteion's words, Urianger cannot accept his comrade's gone. Our soul without body, a form of being which we are not wholly unfamiliar. Indeed, for we existed in a similar state, residing in the first. The circumstances are rather more dire than that, 'tis true, but I choose to believe that he is not forever lost to us. Regardless, in sacrifice he hath afforded us a chance to prevail. Let us not squander it, and ascertain the nature of this realm that we might confront and defeat Medion. Estinian Wolfmage, would you accompany me in speaking with these dragons? Mayhap they can enlighten us. I would ask the rest of you to survey these surrounds. If there is a path that may lead us to our quarry, we must find it. Very well, we can reconvene here when everyone is finished. Medion said these dragons are shadow and shade, a form from a world whose denizens sought oblivion. So, as such, they're not like to be amenable to company, let alone conversation, so please be careful. Let us split up and gather what knowledge we may. First of all, we're going to tune to that aetheryte. Silox. A visitor, not of this star? Could thy slender hand bring plague to our world? Could thy slender hand bring plague to our world? Thy breath extinguish life's feeble flame. Oh, how we would adore thee, alas. With time our flesh will wither, our souls fade, and so we wait for its inexorable march unto oblivion. If thou art not come to hasten our demise, I bid thee leave us. We crave not companionship, only silence. Aham Nash. Beyond that distant veil, paradise lost, so glorious, so beautiful. We were a proud and noble race, strength embodied. We knew only love, far before they came. Metal monstrosities of black and silver, not bound not bonds of blood did they share, nor conviction did they have to guide them. Crushing defeat, never had we known such shame. Stilled now are the wind, though none could fill these wings burdened by ignominy. We fly no more, only sink into oblivion. Ffxiv, I'm just trying to pronounce the names. Thou wouldst bid me speak? Folly. I observed the lesson of stone. I shall not fly, nor speak, nor roar, only watch and wait and end. But no sight yet stirreth my blood. Triumphant tempteth me to rise my voice in lamentation. Ahem, now, the candle of unsung dragon. The cradle of unsung dragon. No words, no songs are possessed of the weight to describe such tragedy. Go, if that be thy will, I shall remain. They led you here as well, did they? It was described to me as a source of as the source of their woes, proof of their end. I think I am beginning to see why. It's a hatching ground, or was. I've seen similar on Atheris. Midgard Silver's kind must once have lived and thrived in a place such as this. Ffxiv said his father was driven from their ancestral home by war and strife. This, then, is the fate of those who remained. Let's have a look around. Mayhap these eggs have more to tell of what happened here. Shattered egg. Inside the shattered egg, you find the remains of an unborn dragon. The body has already begun to decompose. The gentle, half-redded membrane, half-dried. The half-dried membrane covering the corpse suggests it failed to emerge. Shattered dragon egg. A murky liquid is pooled inside the eggshell. Noxious eoter fodder is indicative of contamination. Shattered dragon egg. gingerly lifting the lid, the large egg from the Ffxiv, you peer inside and see a formless mask soaking in a pool of embrace. I can't read that word. Fluid. Your stomach turns as you return the egg to its resting place. Shattered dragon egg. This egg appears to have been broken from the inside out. Perhaps the dragonet within succeeded in hatching. What is it? I thought all the eggs had been ruined. If the dragonet was indeed hatched, there is no sign of it here. Or sire, for that matter. We should look for them. You start with the clifftop. I'll search the plains. Where do I have to go? Oh, up there. Looks like I have to go up here. No, I have to go down there. Malformed dragonet. Bereaved dragon. The boisterous howling hath been quieted by thy hand, I presume. Everything alright? I thought I heard a dragon or something resembling one. I see what happened. I see what's happened here. Was that your child? Perhaps some eggs within no, are indeed mine. If life within one did quicken, but the beasts thou hast slain may be of my blood. Yet I do not recognize it, twisted and malformed as it is. Not a dragon in truth, but a reminder of our failure. A a testament of our shame. Explain. They descended from the heavens, cold, heartless machines, and with them rode war and death. With fire and fury, rage and rancor, we gave answer. 'Twas a long and bloody battle, but only the beginning. Untold chaos and destruction swept over the star. In the end, the invaders were victorious, yet they looked upon their prize. They deemed it unfit for requisition, and we were abandoned to our ruin. The survivors sought to put away their shame, to rebuild a futile effort. In purest soil, replete with ether, did we once conceive our nesting grounds, but our lands were burned, and any eggs nurtured in such desolation were fated to rot. What few survived to hatch emerged as abominations. We shall have no new progeny. But there are dragons among you capable of journeying to other stars. That there are. Many would make the attempt, each bearing a clutch of eggs. The richest stars were home to the harshest rulers, and the arrival of dragons coincided constant and supremacy. When the fires fade, the war lost or won, they were reduced to ash or waste. 'Tis the curse of those who seek life, to be drawn into conflict, to conquer or be conquered. A vicious cycle we now choose to break. We tire of conflict, of everything. We wait now in sweet, merciful silence, free from strife and suffering, still as stone. Wait, you claim your kind is doomed, but there is another star. A twist of will made with weird eye. The bereaved dragon has fallen silent, leaving Estinian to sigh with frustration. They want only to brood in silence, to be left alone with their grief until time itself comes to an end. The sole reward for senseless bloodshed, a pain I understand, and wish that I did not. what fools we were. But now isn't the time for such thoughts. The others will want to hear what we've learned. Come. And we can just fast travel back here. Good to see you made it back in one piece. The more I see of this place, the more bewildering it becomes. Did you exploration prove eventful? Converse with any dragons? We would hear what the dragons had to share with you, even if it is no different from what they told Arianje. It would have value. I chanced to gain audience with several dragons ere we returned, though I expect their tales are much the same as those you heard. With luck, they'll have learned something to help us devise a plan of action. Were you able to establish a meaningful contact with the dragons? I see. They wish to escape what they perceive to be a cycle of conflict. Thank you, Wolf Mage and Justinian. As for our part, we believe we are more acutely aware of our confines than before. We started to traveling the perimeter of the island to see if there might be a path leading off it. Sadly, there was nothing to be found. There's no small amount of debris floating about. There could be enough to serve as a bridge to lead us elsewhere. I considered that, and so I tried throwing a stone into a potential platform to judge its integrity. But it never reached its mark. As it crossed an invisible threshold just beyond the boundaries of this island, it vanished, only to reappear above me and fall at my feet. I would not be quick to presume that we see outside this space is as it appears. Which is why I returned to the Ragnarok and asked the operates to search for potential paths. However, the ship's instruments failed to provide conclusive data on the surrounding area. Until we know more, I think it's too risky to attempt flying to another island. What Meteon told us before, that emotions dictate reality, might be the key, but I am not entirely sure what emotions might manifest a bridge to lead us to safety. So what you're saying is we've no way forward. At present, if it is indeed emotions that govern the asile, perhaps it is not Meteons, but the dragons that hold us here. They tire of conflict and have chosen a path to oblivion to escape it. Or rather, they have chosen no path at all. meaning there is no way for the dragons or anyone here on this isle to advance. A sound theory, disheartening though it may be. If that's the case, what recourse do we have? They are not like to be persuaded to help us. The reason is built on a history of turmoil and strife, without irreferable proof the future is not as bleak as they believe. Perhaps persuasion is not the answer. Meteon meant to unmake us then and there on the Ragnarok, and she would have succeeded if not for Thancred's determination. She rescinded it was strong enough to overpower the despair that otherwise rules Ultima Thule, and reshape it to a degree. Mayhap it can be done again in like manner, by overwhelming the prevailing emotion. 'Twas Ultima Thule's architect, Meteon herself, against whom Thancred did pit himself in a clash of wills. Though I marked no longer no ledger among them, as such I did chance to encounter a dragon possessed of despair far more potent than most, potent enough mayhaps to dictate the course of for others, and thus their dominion to follow. He spoke but few words, carefully chosen. Their tone, and timber alone threatened to rend my heart in twine. Channeling his desire to remain may allow us to alter the isle upon which we stand. Alas, I fear my vaunted rhetoric availed me not against his clarifying part, but mayhap one of you will fare better. Then I shall guide thee. And they call him, in dragon tongue, thou would find him nearby, I fixed upon the water. Well, what have we to lose? Let's get going. Speak with I end.
He remaineth as he was when I first approached, entombed in melancholy.
I see. Perhaps I could...
I'll handle this.
So, waiting to die like all the others, are you?
Our pride is crushed and our soul is cracked. The wind are still and the heavens offer no comfort. There is nothing left for our kind. Our long lives a curse as we wait the end. Still as stone we shall become.
So you say. Yet your kind has found a new beginning on our star. One of you braved the Expanse, bearing with him a clutch of eggs. They and their children now rule our skies, their song heard by all.
Our kin on another star. And yet, upon thee I smell the blood of my brethren. Were they drawn into discord and war on their new home?
They were. They suffered much, and repaid their suffering in kind.
It mattereth not whether they fly. Ever will tranquil oceans await us. Ever will retribution wheel in turn. So on the last of my pride as dragon, I break free of this wheel. I renounce conflict, exile myself from others, never again to be touched by the flames of hatred.
Had your brethren made the selfsame choice, my family might still be alive. Yet lasting peace does not come to those who simply retreat from conflict. No, you must be willing to confront it, to stare into the face of your foe, and see yourself in him. Only then can you break the cycle of torment and tragedy. This lesson, a dear friend taught me at the risk of his life. There is no nobility in your penance. You wallow in self-pity. And after everything we've endured, we will not let you stop us.
Estinian!
Stay back!
We tire of war. We tire of turmoil. Dignity tarnished. Crimson stained. Our misery, our shame. Too much to bear. Release us from war, from life.
I see. Theirs is the emotion that bars our way. The rest is up to you.
No! Not Estinian too!
There's a wind.
He's opened the way for us. Sacrificed himself to remake this place, like Thancred did.
Oh, Alphino.
Come. Let us follow the wind. It will not lead us astray. He would not.
Wind confluence. This must this always be the price paid for self-progress, safe passage? If I had known this place would claim Estinian too, no. It wasn't. It's what had to be done. As by the beating might as by the beating of mighty wings doth wind blow, where dragons may never touch the sky, nearer touch the sky. He and the shade he bore shall soar free. The wind has stayed the fog and covered this island, and the air, it's no longer feels quite so stiff. Look there, the wind. This is Estinian's doing. I'm sure of it. We should ride the flow and see where it leads. Nope, not the Fenrir pup. A powerful gale has delivered you to another island. The other scions should arrive before long. He did it. He found a way forward for us. The dragons remain trapped within a prison of their own making, lamenting the horrors of war. Yet Estinian knew them better than most. He was a man of honor and a dear friend, willing to fight to the very end for what he believed was right. And he's still fighting Alphino, just like Thancred. Their sacrifices are why we can survive here, why we still survive here, why we still have a chance to stop her. Even in spirit, they're unwilling to give in to despair, and we mustn't either. Jose is right. We must press on, for their sake. A taste of will. A test of will. Oh, there's one of my friends. Hello, Rocco! We have to keep going, even if Estinian isn't here to see. I'm sure Alphanode wouldn't want to disappoint him. Though it pains me to say it, we can ill afford to stop and grieve our comrades' passing. No, there will be time enough later. No choice have we but to march onward, lest we squander their noble sacrifice. To feign bravery with bold words is a simple matter, but without the strength of will to match, we are powerless against Dynamis. Not less than unshakable conviction will suffice, which makes me question if I am up to the task. Roads paved. Roads, it's supposed to say roads paved in sacrifice. Alphanode has regained his composure and is ready to proceed. As Yashul Nalize said, we must continue. Notice the change in our surroundings. Perhaps this is the memory of an altogether different world. 'Twould be prudent to learn more of it, then. Tread carefully, lest we lose our footing in this sand. Durako? Oh, my TV is doing again. Oh, these beans. The ones who can pop their heads off. If you were worried about my vision, you needn't be. I can still see quite well. Another seemingly barren world. For mercy, the air is nowhere near as stale, but still quite dry, and the sand will no doubt prove bothersome due to us in due time. If not for the light emitted by those glyphs, I might well have overlooked this monolith. Sand, sand everywhere, sigh. Were it not for the violet crystals embedded in its surface, it would appear as ordinary stone. A curious script hath been etched upon them. Alas, it is not a language with which I am familiar. I can't say I recognize it either. Nor I. The dragons, from what I recall, preserve their knowledge in song and eschew the written word entirely. So we may assume this is the work of another race, one we have yet to encounter. Mion claimed the dragon's world suffered a slow death, seeking the release of oblivion. What life we find here, like as not, doth want wend its way towards a similar end. What do you suppose that is over there? I'm not sure. It's hard to make out at this distance, but its surface seems to bear the same crystals as this monument. Meaning there's a chance we may find whoever built them both. We should go have a look. Come on. Ghostly figure. Hail, travelers. This is a most unexpected occurrence. Hello there. Is this your home? Indeed it is. Forgive me, I forgot. An exchange of introductions is expected when first meeting those with whom one is unacquainted. When a vibration is vocal folds was still required to convey our thoughts and intentions. Aya, I believe, was the pronunciation used when referring to our people, though it is not entirely acceptable given our present state. You're welcome to use this application. As for Namacular to address my individual person, I believe it would be pronounced soft chod. Ah yes, soft chud of the air. We have encountered beings that communicated inter intimately through thought. But never one that is wholly without a voice. I presume we are having this conversation via the medium of Aether or Dynamis, as this place is suffused with vast quantities of it. Fascinating in either case. I gather your response to my presence is positive, then? That is well, for there is something I wish to ask you. Like yourselves, we are Aether-based life forms. Therefore, it may be surmised that your bodies are of comparable biological composition to those we once possessed. I have a number of queries regarding your subjective perception of the five senses: sight, sound, taste, touch, smell. In total, I have prepared 180,712,180,827. That's rather a lot, isn't it? My apologies. I have omitted a great many details necessary to understand the nature of my request. Though we disposed with our corporeal vessels long ago, we have rediscovered the need for the flesh and have endeavored to recreate our erstwhile forms. However, all pertinent records have been lost due to the passage of time. Take, for example, the nerve system. It is well within our power to recreate, but we have no frame of reference for sensations once experienced by our people, which may compromise our ability to interact with our physical environments. And the reason you need to regain your corporeal forms? Why, to bring an end to our existence, of course. Though need is perhaps a strong word, it would be a simple matter to unmake ourselves through use of singularities. I can't read that. Such as a death seems inadequate. The traditionalists among us believe a properly proper death requires an inescapable sense of I can't read that word, in one's final moments, an experience found only with bodies of flesh. We would very much like to hear more of your plans. In exchange, we will answer any questions you have to the best of our ability. Huh. Such an exchange of information would indeed prove useful. Very well. To ensure effectuous exchange, I hereby invite you to our home. It's the abode of the Aya, where we traditionalists prepare for our demise. I presume your consent to answer questions is indicative of a tacit approval of our plans, in which case your cooperation is greatly appreciated. I must caution you, however, be mindful of the Aya wandering the desert. Their desire for bodies of flesh could be described as overzealous. Now, if you would follow me. This is going rather smoothly, not that I'm complaining, mind. Even so, we mustn't forget their aim is oblivion, much like the dragons. Though I fail to see why a civilization so seemingly advanced would choose to unmake all they have created. Anyway, we will find no answers delaying here. Let us be on our way. They said there would be others, but I don't know what to expect. Something tells me we have different definitions of the word abode. The Isle of Dragons was shrouded in silence of the dead, yet the stillness here does suggest the Aya are, by and large, merely sleeping. More violet-colored colored crystals. I cannot place my finger on it, but there is something unsettling about them. I should not be surprised their concept of a village is so different from ours, and yet. Welcome to our abode. Most of our compeers you will find remain idle in their domicile, though your physical expressions indicate my phrasing unclear. I speak, of course, of the violet crystalline constructs hanging from the stone structure there. You say they remain idle, but what of your work to regain corporeal bodies? A astute question, and understandable, given your finite nature. We have no desire to pursue our research, for it is no longer necessary. If in our idleness we are struck by sudden inspiration, we rise to pursue said inspiration to its conclusion. That is why I present for you. I was present for your arrival, and why I continue to engage with you still. But while the others are not currently in a mortal state, rest assured they would not object were you to disturb their respite. You need only cast your thoughts towards one of their crystalline domiciles to communicate. But given that we have made it partway through Ultima Thule, I'd say about halfway, I think this is a good place to stop the stream for today. Next time, we will continue Ultima Thule, and I will hopefully complete it, and the Endwalker story. So until next time, I hope you guys have enjoyed my stream. I hope you guys stop by again. Till next time, I've been Wolfmage 1011. I'll see you guys then. Bye! Also, my keyboard has decided to die, so I can't alt tab.